Have you ever spent a whole night rereading your textbook, feeling like you've got it all down, only to blank out during the exam? Yeah, we've all been there. Well, stick around because we're about to show you how AI is completely changing the game, helping you turn those long, frustrating study sessions into something way more effective. Okay, before we dive into all the cool AI tools, we need to talk about a huge trap that so many of us fall into. It's a trap that wastes countless hours and gives you this false sense of confidence right before a big test. It's called the illusion of competence. You know the feeling, right? You read a chapter, you highlight all the important-looking stuff, and you think, yep, I'm good to go. But when you actually have to explain it or answer a question, poof, it's gone. That's because you recognize the information, but you can't recall it, and there's a huge difference. And that brings us to the most important shift you need to make in how you study. Over here on the left, you've got passive learning. This is stuff like highlighting, rereading. It feels productive, but you're not really building strong memories. But on the right, you have active learning. This is where you force your brain to actually pull information out of your memory. That process, that struggle to recall, is what makes knowledge stick for good. So how do we make that jump from passive to active without it taking forever? Well, this is where AI comes in. Just imagine having a personal study partner that's ready to go 24/7, helping you with pretty much anything. Let's take a look at what that actually means. Look, AI isn't just one thing. It's more like a whole suite of specialized assistants. You've got tools to summarize, to test you, to help with your writing. It's like having a personal team that takes care of all the tedious stuff so you can focus on the important part, actually thinking and learning. For example, think about those long, dense research papers. With a tool like Claude AI or High PDF, you can upload a 50-page document and get the main points in just a few seconds. Now, this isn't about skipping the reading. It's about getting a roadmap of the key ideas before you dive in deep. It's just smarter. And what about trying to take notes in a fast-paced lecture? It's tough, right? Well, tools like Otter.ai can transcribe the entire thing for you as it's happening. So instead of scrambling to write everything down, you can actually listen, think about the concepts, and ask questions, because you know you'll have a perfect, searchable transcript waiting for you later. And this is a real game changer. Making flashcards can take forever, but apps like Anki can take your notes, whether they're on a PDF or even a picture of your own handwriting, and boom, instantly create a whole deck of digital flashcards. We're talking hours of manual work just gone. All right, now let's get to the most powerful study method out there, active recall. This is the secret sauce to making knowledge truly stick in your brain, and AI can seriously supercharge the whole process. The process is so simple, but it is incredibly effective. You basically bring your notes to life. You just copy a section of your notes, paste it into something like ChatGPT, and you've turned a boring document into an interactive quiz. And here's a pro tip. Be specific with your prompt. Don't just say, make questions. Say something like, act as my professor and create 5 tough questions from this text that test my real understanding. The results will be so much better. And you don't have to take my word for it. As researcher Zain Asif points out, the biggest reason people don't use active recall is because it takes a lot of time to write good questions. Well, AI completely demolishes that barrier. It does all the heavy lifting so you can spend your energy on what actually matters, testing yourself and strengthening your memory. Okay, but what if you want to go beyond just remembering stuff? What about true mastery? To get there, you have to be able to explain a concept simply, in your own words. And for that, AI can become your perfect, tireless student. This is based on something called the Feynman technique. The idea is simple. If you can't explain something to a kid, you don't really understand it yourself. When you try to simplify a complex idea, you immediately find all the holes in your own knowledge. It just shatters that illusion of competence we talked about. And here's where it gets really fun with AI. Instead of just talking to yourself, you can give an AI a role to play. You can literally tell it, you are a 12-year-old and I'm going to teach you how photosynthesis works. This sets the stage for a real back and forth, with you as the expert. Now this is the magic right here. The AI won't just sit there. It'll ask you questions. It'll get curious, just like a real kid would. And every single question it asks is instant feedback for you. It points a spotlight directly on the parts of your explanation that are weak or confusing, forcing you to go back and learn them better. Okay, so with all this awesome power comes some pretty big responsibility. It's so important to understand the ethical lines here. The whole point is to use AI to help you learn, not to do the learning for you. It's all about balance, right? Rutgers University put together this really clear guide. Go ahead, use AI to help you brainstorm an outline for your essay, but don't let it write the whole thing. Use it to summarize an article to get the main idea, but don't use that as an excuse to skip reading it. It's a tool for your brain, not a replacement for your brain. And before you turn anything in, just do a quick mental run through of this checklist. The first one is absolutely critical. You have to verify the facts. AI models can and do make stuff up. Always double check. And of course, make sure the final work is truly yours, in your own words, and that you're following your school's specific academic integrity rules. So, what's the big picture here? Why does all this matter? Well, this is about way more than just passing your next exam. It's about building a skill set that sets you up for the future. I love this quote because it sums it up perfectly. You let AI handle the boring, repetitive tasks, the drudgery. That frees up all this mental space for you to focus on the things that humans do best, thinking critically, connecting ideas, and coming up with new, creative solutions. So in the end, learning how to use these tools isn't just about studying smarter. It's about preparing yourself for a future where AI is everywhere. The real question isn't whether AI is going to replace you. The question is, will you be the person who knows how to use AI to get ahead of the curve?